remember the two of them, and I just keep on trucking on. Thank you very, very much. They did not say they are older than all of you put together, but they are there ever supporting. Let me also call on the first Vice President, Queen Bridget Alimudu, who will be presenting the report of the Project Review and Advisory Committee craft. And when I tell people that what goes on behind the scene of NEC, you cannot imagine it. If I stand here tall today talking to you, she's one of those who has made my work easy. She's one of the people who stood where I have beaten. The kind of person I am. I will step on toes. I will bite people. I will jump people. I will pull over people. But she's always there catching and putting me even where I don't deserve to be. Bridget, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd also like to call on Queen Moji Oshuri-Ade, who will be presenting the report of the Secretariat Cluster on Queen Funke Ojo Akota. So please come up here to present the report of the Publicity Cluster, whilst the Legal Cluster is headed by a sole train wagon. She is the only member of the Legal Cluster, but if you want anything done, if you want to give an assignment and go to sleep on it, you call on Queen Tolani Edu Adiola, and she has been one of the people talking to you since we entered this hall. She's the chairperson of the Legal Cluster. Can I have the first slide, Bjorn? The treasurer, there is no one represented here by the finance cluster. And I say it again, there is no one representing the finance cluster here. And when we get to that point, I'll make that point again. Because one of the things you want to see today, one of the things you want us to present today is how we have spent your money. But for one reason or the other, our treasurer is not here. Where is our treasurer? Where is she? Mrs. Ayoku, we've been looking for you to present the finance cluster report. Thank you very much. I want to know whether our internal auditor, Dr. Fadu, is in the room. She's on her way. We will take her report when it is time. What is the vision of Olamide? Everything we have done as your NEC has been to realize this vision and the mission. And can I have this next slide? When we were inaugurated, there were 24 members of NEC holding different positions. Then we said to ourselves, do we want to go for NEC meetings and 24 people will be presenting? We said no. So one of the very first things we did was to set goals for ourselves, and we called them widely important goals. And what are the widely important goals? Number one, implement needs-based projects and create a project assets register for the school. Develop standard operating processes for Olamide. Improve the synergy between government officials, school authorities, the PTA, and the Olamide. Grow our membership globally to 1,500 queens. Develop and implement robust welfare for members, working closely with the charters. Next slide, please. In order to implement this mandate, which we have assigned to ourselves, you know, Juliana, I wish you could just sit down for a few minutes. Juliana, can you please sit down for a few minutes? Thank you very much. We decided to divide ourselves into clusters, and the members of the team leaders of the clusters are the people you see sitting here. So we have the membership cluster, secretariat cluster, finance and audit cluster, social media and publicity cluster, national welfare and prayer cluster, the legal advisor cluster. So how did these clusters work together to deliver on the mandate? One of the things we were determined to do is to institutionalize Olamide Osa National Executive Committee. And why did we take this decision? We realized that in Nigeria we set up organizations, we set up associations, but we don't build institutions. And if we don't build institutions, there cannot be sustainability, there cannot be growth. And one of the ways by which you build institutions is to document and set targets and create ways by which you can do the same thing in different ways and move with the times. That was why we said that we must not only create this cluster. Each cluster sat together and they delivered a 78-page document, which is our standard operating procedure. And what are we going to do? At the end of our tenure, we are going to revise the 78-page document. In January, we are going to hold a retreat of NEC. God willing, maybe in Lagos or in Ibadan. We are going to look at all that we have learned in the last 2 years and amend our standard operating procedure, and we will make sure we do this every year. So that by the time we are handing over to the next NEC, we are handing over a template that has been proven, a template that has worked, a template that has been tested and tried, so that Olamide Osa is built as an institution and not as a mere organization. In this 78-page document, each cluster, they have their terms of reference, they have their operating guidelines, they monitor and evaluate themselves, and there is a periodic review. Let me say this. Mrs. Olufunmilayo Ajike Roberts did not design the 78-page document. Everybody you see sitting here and members of their cluster, over a period of 2 months, did nothing but work on creating this 78-page document. And I just want you to help me to give them a round of applause. Without them, we will not have a template to hand over to the next NEC. Next slide, please. And in implementing this, we said, if you look at our widely important goals, we said, you all work so hard. You take out of the money that you have earned and give back to your alma mater. But we don't have a record of what you are giving to the school. So one of the things we did was to create a project register. Everything that Olamide Osa has donated to the school from the beginning of Olamide Osa, even before, we have documented them so that when a new principal comes in, or as the mood swings to us, we can go to the school and say, in 19so we donated this, where is it? So it's an accountability document that we have created. And more importantly, we formed a project review and assessment and asset committee 7th of March 2022. And that committee has its terms of reference, and it is chaired by Professor Folake Onoyemi. And the team leads will present their cluster report in the next few minutes. One of the members of PRAC is our first vice Vice Chairman, Mrs. Bridget Anumudu, for diverse reasons, and I'm asking us all to pray for our proud chairman. For the last 2 years, she has done wonderfully well. Folake will wake me up at 6 a.m. As she's waking me up at 6 a.m., I'm calling her at 1 a.m. If she calls me at 1 a.m., I'm calling her back at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. She has done wonderfully well. And I want you to, she's not here today for diverse reasons, but I want you to please join me in thanking Folake from the bottom of my heart for what she has done for the school as the chairman of CRAC. And each cluster team, like I said to them, I am not going to present a NEC report. I am going to introduce a NEC report. And all of you will come here, take the microphone, and present the report of your cluster. Why? Because what we have done is to have what I call an accountability document. You are going to account for the work of your cluster. I am not going to account for the work of your cluster. So the first person I'm going to call on, when all of them have taken 3 minutes each to present their scorecards, we can then take questions and answers. So, next slide, please. PRAC report on behalf of Professor Folake Onoyemi is the first Vice President of Olamiosa, Queen Bridget Anumudu. Please welcome her to the lecture.
Good afternoon, Queen. Good afternoon, my elders. Thank you so much for me. It's been a great thing working with my classmates, my sister, and as God will have it, I don't know how it came about being president and first vice president, but I really thank her because she has done so well and so good. And like she said, we've been working like twins, and I thank God for making us what we are today. So here I'm presenting on behalf of Professor Folake Onoyemi. I'm the deputy chairperson of PRAC. Like she said, let's pray for her and with her. Thank you. Slide for PRAC, please. Okay, yeah. And like the national president said, we quickly set up this committee as soon as we came in for reasons she has already mentioned, to create a register for all that we have done, even before now, putting them into their years. We normally convene and hold takers meeting with the school principal, representatives of the PTA of both schools, and Olamiosa NEC representatives. We also call our alma mater is in Oyo State, so we always have to carry Oyo along so that they can follow up for events with us. And we also call on concerned Olamiosa Queen, especially our elders and the BOT chairs. Thank you. Next. So far, we have been dealing with water supply issues, replacements of substandard water pipes, laying of water pipes for junior toilet school. That's what we have done so far. We have repaired the senior school toilet. We have repaired water supply pumps to the senior school. We have prepared the big lawn mover. We have sponsored the agri students on excursion to Niji farms in 2 batches in preparation for establishment of agri farm within the school premises. And this is coming up soon by the grace of God. We have repaired the student staircase and paintings of the wall by the staircase, and this was done by the 1980-1985 set. We donate donations of 9 white birds with markers and refill inks for junior school and repairs of 2 birds for senior school. This was done by the class set of 97. We have a donation of 25 sets of chairs and lockers to mark their 40th anniversary by the 1977-1982 set. Clap for yourselves now. Then we have the donation of second set of 25 chairs and lockers by the USA Olamide chapter, which we did very well yesterday by commissioning them formally. We have our pending projects. We are setting up a farm at the back space of the school for the agri students, just as a follow-up of what we have done by taking them on excursion. The building of a government approved standard incinerator for the school. This is being taken up by NEC, and we will let you know as we go on as to the next stage of it. Setting up of alumni office for the Olamide in the school premises, just for administration. Provision of 150 sets and pairs of chairs and lockers to complete the initial target we set for ourselves of 200 sets. So we are still beckoning on class heads, chapters to please come up to sponsor this project. Monitoring, provision of tutorials to improve our health results with contributions. We all know we did this with the last set of ESCO, and we have also done that at the current NEC. Then the ones in the pipeline, repair of collapsed fence at the back of the school, and the construction of a proper gutter by the fence by the 1973 and 1977 set. We are on the pipeline as well, provision of mobile RCA Learning Resources Center for the students by Olamide UK. We are talking to the UK chapter, and we are trying to put a finishing touch to this particular project. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Was developed for Olamide schools so that they can be sure of the personal data not being misused, so that everything about your details are kept very well. The membership by more than additional 100 members in Lagos or your and diaspora. Canada is a full-fledged chapter. Only the inauguration date is being expected, and we hope it will come soon in the new year, maybe January. Then we worked with the publicity cluster to create more awareness for membership drive for other chapters like Ekiti, Ondo, Kwara, North Central State, Abuja, Northern Northeast, and Ogun, because we saw that they needed the help to create more awareness for members to join, to show them the advantages of being a member of this organization. Then the sixth one, we have the fire charts between class sets and the LP. We have had two of flow charts. This was beneficial, and we're still encouraging other sets to make use of this unique opportunity. The LP is always ready. It goes for clarification. If you have any clarification or any point you want to know about Olamide, please, as a set, as a chapter, we're ready to entertain. Thank you. Lastly, the mentoring of the present set of students to groom them to become responsible citizens and showcase the giving back attitude of Olamide will, by God's grace, take off soon under the able leadership of Queen Adequate Davis, one of our members who is even now the vice principal in the school. This is to show the students how to, what they look forward to, can react, and we have people from entertainment, educational, industry that will talk to them. We are starting that very soon with the next step. Thank you very much.
All protocols duly observed. Good afternoon. I'm presenting the Secretariat Cluster Report on behalf of the National General Secretary, Queen Titiwumi Ashiru. I am Oji Oshoreade, Assistant General Secretary, National. The fifth goal is to improve the synergy between the principals, the parents, and Olamide members. The first stakeholders meeting was held on the 7th November and chaired by our national president, who led the representatives of meeting, and subsequent meetings were held to discuss the progress of the schools and advice rendered. Next slide. Scheduling of NEC quarterly meetings, sending constant reminders, and prompt reporting at all meetings. 6. Bridging communication gap between chapters through NEC, through class sets, through the first vice president, and liaising with the publicity cluster. We developed the key performance indicators for all clusters, and quarterly performance measurement is recorded and presented. We also discharge the secretarial duties to the Convention Planning Committee and Project Review Assessment Committee. Next slide. Then, liaise and collaborate with the National President to compile the report of the National Executive Committee for this biennial convention. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Good afternoon. All protocol observed. Can you hear me, please? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. All protocols observed. I'm going to talk about the National Welfare and Prayer Cluster. This is the cluster that cares about the welfare of Olamiosa, both physically and spiritually. And we have to, it's just a short one that I'm going to present, and I pray that it will achieve its purpose. The first one we have is the welfare component. We have the welfare component of the cluster. It's a social support in case of need. This is what it does. And through contact with sick elderly people, we deal with those who are lonely among us, provide opportunity to brighten the day for them, to make sure that all those in the cluster that are being catered for, remember that they have loving friends who can take care of their affairs. And this relaxing time also removes some of the stress sometimes experienced in our world. We know that celebration of anniversary and birthdays is one of the great ways of expressing our interest. And we do that as much as possible. Now we are going to go to what we do actually. In each of the chapters have a way of taking care of all the members in their chapter. They provide keen interest for them. There are visits to the schools. Those who are bereaved, we take care of them, at least showing concern that we know about what is happening to them, both spiritually and physically, and we try to take care of them. Members seeking financial support were assisted by their chapters as much as possible. Welfare cluster promotes inter-chapter relationship through working across clusters and chapters. Welfare cluster also holds meetings. We hold meetings regularly. And now we go to the prayer section of what we do. In this section of, can you change that one, thank you? The cluster coordinates the National Prayer Cluster. Because we are from a mission school, we believe very strongly in prayers and spiritual matters, because we believe that that is the way we can move on. So monthly prayer is held every month with all the members of the prayer group to pray together, to intercede. We have intercessors who are strategically divided to provide and facilitate what we From time to time, we post this on our platform and provide this literature in form of prayers, in form of useful information, promoting spiritual faith, love and the wonders of God are shared online to promote faith and trust in God's leaders. We believe that as much as possible, members will join the prayer and it will continue to be well with us. All praise be to the Lord. Thank you for listening.
My mothers, my mates, standing on the established protocol, my name is Olufunke Ojo Akota, member of the Publicity and Media Cluster. I'm giving the report of the Publicity Cluster on behalf of Queen Sola Jacobs, who is not here with us this afternoon. Website is being updated and will be running latest by the ending of January 2024. Then we normally have seasonal, monthly, and festive periods. Greetings on national WhatsApp, Telegram, on all other social media platforms for Fulani staff. We do monthly throwback down the memory lane with the Elders Forum on a monthly basis. And we keep members updated when a new ESCO is elected by different chapters of Fulani staff. We support chapters by posting chapter social projects and meeting activities as it's being forwarded to us on the national platform. We create awareness by designing and posting of e-flyers. For example, fireside chats with the national president, special events, programs. We also do business advertisements. There is an opportunity. We create opportunity for LAMIOSA members to do business, to advertise their businesses on Wednesdays on the national platform. And we also post educative posts on health, safety, and environment. And we also give tips on relationships. We give online educational seminars and trainings. And also, posting policies are being posted on Olamide social media platform often, so that all our members will know what is needed to be posted and what's not to be posted. We also post the Olamide Constitution and bylaws quarterly, so that our members will be conversant with what we do in Olamide. And I promise you that we've been doing better and the publicity team will still do better in the coming year. Thank you very much.
Elders and Queens, the report of the legal cluster. Within the period the past 2 years, a committee was established to review the Constitution and the bylaws of LAMIOSA. The report of the committee showed the need to amend some of the provisions of the Constitution and bylaws. Consequently, the Publicity to Social Media Cluster posted the proposed amendments on the national and state chapters platforms for suggestions and comments of our members. The proposed amendments, can you go back for the last one? The proposed amendments will be presented today for comments and ratification. The legal cluster also gave advice on several issues, including regulatory compliance. Guidance and advice was given in respect of LAMIOSA, data protection, and privacy policies developed by NEC, which the membership cluster has